Hey, welcome to game two. This time with a better mic, maybe. This time it's NBN versus Mac. Sort of classic core econ identities. I hope the mic is more bearable. You might hear more background noise though, so hopefully it doesn't drive you too crazy. Um, this is a fun second game. This NBN deck has a lot of tricks in it. I got it from a friend who's a big NBN fan. It's a lot less focused than most NBN decks are. It tries to do more than one thing at once, which is often a bad idea, but whatever. um, it is not consistent. Long-term NBN players will probably know this, but as consistent as you think AstroScript is, there will always be that one game where it never shows up, or it shows up exactly when you don't want it to. There is no game of Netrunner which has so little variance that the winner is determined beforehand. Um, so here we go. I'm kind of unsure of what to do with lots of dead time and editing. I could clip short mulligan period. Usually I try to talk over it, but I don't actually know if people are interested in commentary, so I guess let me know in the nicest way YouTube can. um, the thing that kills me most in making commentary for games is pointing out where I have made either an incorrect ruling on a card or both the players have just outright missed an essential mechanic of the game. Um, I know watching Worlds, for anyone who happened to catch the Worlds tournament, I don't know if they're still online. I assume they are through Twitch or otherwise. But there was a fairly late game in which NBN seemingly won by winning with a NAPD with one bad pub on the table, which added to the advancement cost, meaning that it could not be scored in a single turn as it was in the game with an AstroScript token. I think the players determined that the game was the corpse because of Scorched Earth play, but all the same, it was upsetting to see in high level play really a game defining mistake played that couldn't really be reversed. So here we have Runner, runs and checks top of R&D. I saw no ice in my first turn. He looks at the top card, it's an AstroScript. He looks at the next card, it's another AstroScript. So I'm not gonna forfeit the game, but I know I'm gonna have a lot of trouble winning now. Just kind of crippling. Didn't see the ice I needed first turn, but the runner did see two AstroScripts. There is no Netrunner game which doesn't have some variance to the point where you can lose. No matter what your skill level is or how top tier your deck is, you can lose to AstroScript being on the top of your deck when you don't want it to be. I did find the ice that I was waiting for under the AstroScript at least. Um, I've never gotten to the point in Netrunner where I felt like I needed to um, quit to forfeit the game. I've always felt like there was a chance I could recover, usually as runner, but With a corp start as bad as this is one of the few games where I've considered it. But sometimes you can pull it out anyway. Sometimes the runner's draws are equally bad. Sometimes you can catch the runner getting too excited over successful runs and they make too aggressive a run and you can get a flatline damage on them. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to see that with. I'm not going to see that in this game with this particular NBN deck. So, oh well. Here I'm using Draco and Primary Transmission Dish. I wasn't real in favor of Primary Transmission Dish. I kind of saw it as a replacement for making news for Near Earth Hub, but it actually is even better with making news. 5 recurring credits for Trace is a big deal. And its trash cost isn't terrible either. I think for a faction that can run and is happy to run marked accounts, Primary Transmission Dish actually makes a lot of sense. Especially since most of the good in faction ice is trace based. That being said, NBN isn't my go-to faction for deck building. I have a lot of trouble keeping up with credits and pool and trace numbers, and I tend to make guesses on how close I am to keeping the runner out rather than having a precise number. I would be a much better NBN player if I did, but that sort of numbers tracking isn't as interesting to me as a player. I play NBN, so I am familiar with the faction, and because I love to play a variety of decks and strategies to keep the game interesting. As a personal note to the Columbia community, I am very happy to play with you all. I'm happy that you all have come out and started playing regularly. It's very exciting to learn to play the game with new players and so on.
It's their most profitable game, so draw a card.
At this point in the game, I am agenda flooded, given that I don't have any ice or econ, and I've already lost 4 points. But so goes Netrunner. Oh, I'd also like to apologize to the Columbia group. I've had this set of video up for a number of months, or I'm sorry, a couple of weeks, and I haven't gotten to the point of compiling it and uploading it. So hopefully a nice Christmas treat, maybe. I don't know how interesting it is to rewatch your old games. Some of them I'm very excited with, thinking that I played fantastically well. And then I come and rewatch the footage and I think, oh man, I really don't know how to play this game. I have to take back so many actions because I either played it out of order or I got the number install cost wrong, or God forbid I actually make a bad play or misunderstand a rule. A little bit embarrassing, fairly humbling to upload a video, especially if I don't catch it until it's uploaded. So thanks for keeping me honest. It's a Netrunner is an ongoing learning experience, and that is what keeps it interesting, I think. Here, this deck heavily leverages on this Will-O-the-Wisp. This Will-O-the-Wisp, it's supposed to combo with targeted marketing.
Whenever the successful run on the survey may trash Will-O-the-Wisp, if you do, choose an icebreaker that was used to break at least
And here I'm rezzing it before Draco to try to see if I can get the runner to pay for a trace or take a tag. He's not really falling for it. He wants to get his Maker's Eye run, and wisely, I think.
So now you have a decision to make?
Will-o'-the-Wisp and Draco isn't a
You could
great
eat the
combo.
Draco.
Even with the primary
Icebreaker.
transmission dish on the
Or
board,
you can lose your pipeline. Yeah, I'll eat the Draco and take the tag.
Draco.
You sure that's what 2100?
Well, the problem is you can still get through
This would
Draco
probably
without
start
an
on the bottom of
icebreaker.
the
So even
pile.
if I do yank out his pipeline, he can still get in.
Successful run. I can trash
So
into
kind of
the pipeline.
suboptimal play. I really probably should have put it over HQ, especially since I'm sitting on a couple of agendas.
Access. Unless you don't run on the server, right? But I want to run on the server.
I would say at the least I was
Maker's
feeling
Eye or
flustered.
Maker's Eye? Alright, so I'll trash
Was
it.
definitely
Hit
making
bottom of your stack.
suboptimal plays.
Okay, you're accessing 3. Now do I have to, I'll still pay to 1, right? Because of the, yes.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
What
you
do
have
we
to break
got? What do
first.
we got?
Break first. And then you're and I get 3 cards. 1. Nope. 2. Nope. 3. Nope. Alright.
I don't know what they are. I'll have to guess.
Crap.
As a technical side note, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm recording using a DLSR camera. So periodically, the video will cut out for somewhere between half a second and 1 second. Usually it's when the players are sitting around and thinking or shuffling their cards. Very occasionally it's in the middle of a complicated
Drip
play.
from
I
market
think
accounts.
in the series of 6 that I'm going to upload, it only
Mandatory
happens
draw. How many cards do you have?
maybe
Flip
once.
fake.
And I've got the card prompts that hopefully will sort that out a
4.
bit. That's sort of a technical, or it is a technical limitation of the equipment that I have.
I will
Poor
draw
man's
for 2
video equipment.
and for 3 targeted marketing.
Here I am trying to set up the pipeline combo
Not
to
trash
try to
until you
keep him
steal
out of
2 drop.
pipeline. I really think it's probably
Name
too
a
late.
card. I'm gonna name a card. I name pipeline. Okay.
Targeted marketing, I think, is excellent meta call if you know your opponent's deck beforehand. Um, it's not as good in response with, say, Will-o'-the-Wisp, I think. In theory, I think it looks good, but if the card's not played more than once, then it's probably not worth targeting. But I don't know.
Okay. Take 2, get 5. How many cards do you have? Oh, okay.
Some of the background noise you might hear is from the door opening in the game store. There's a little chime that goes off, if you were wondering. Alright, runner installs medium. I know I'm in trouble. He can still get in through Draco.
Drip. Draw. I will hedge fund.
I was trying to figure out what.
And I will advance twice.
Well, I mean, that's what.
Here goes.
Here I am, I believe, trying to overscore a Beal to try to catch ahead. I know it's a risk with one ice on the table. I'm afraid of tinkering, but what I actually get hit by is inside job. Too bad. Okay, down 6. It's gonna be a
I'm
rough
not
game.
afraid of tinkering. Man, I'm getting wiped out. Second. Draw.
What Where's
Mandatory.
that other Wayland one that was like
Drip.
I think, oh, surely I can get away with it again. He doesn't have another inside job, right?
That'd be a fantastic
Right?
identity.
Right?
Install for one.
Ah, second ice. That will do it.
Three credits.
Second ice is the answer that I need. Now I'm in inside job proof. There's no way he can get in, right? Right?
Yeah, I bought the first data pack for
A good court player will always count on another inside job, I think. Oh man.
R&D. Okay.
Here he surprised me. He's running R&D, not the remote, which he may have been able to get through, but it doesn't matter. He top decked a third AstroScript pilot program. That's 3 in one game. It happens. Watch out. Oh well, you gotta be a good sport. Stick with it. Sometimes it works out in your favor, and in this case, it definitely didn't. That flare wouldn't have worked. The roto turret might have, but I wouldn't have been able to afford rezzing both. That was effectively just a bluff. So fun game. Sweet and short. I lost horribly. I think a lot of people uploading videos are enthusiastic about uploading games where they play really well. Well, not me today. Here's one where I played badly and I lost. But thanks for watching.
All right. So.
yeah.
Chris takes the live through the whole tournament. He goes, what?
Say what? Let's see. Okay, I got 2 for runner. You got 2 for runner. And the points both ways. Okay. And how did your game go? 10 points, right?
Yeah. He won on points on both of them, so does it matter what the score was?
We're really working on that. Steve.
Matt.
Matt or Matthew?
Matt, Matthew, hey you, yo stupid, all work.
Matthew, you took that?
No, he didn't. Steven, Matthew.
All right.
To be fair, you got 6 points.
Right.
So, round 2, Matthew, you have a bye. Strongest. Steven versus Stones Highway. Chris versus Kyle.
Versus what?
Chris versus Kyle.
Moved over a chair.
You ready to be recorded? Ready to see my glorious loss?
Let me see if my nails are clean.
Oh. Okay.
It's gonna make a word.